My military experience really opened my eyes a lot, and I'm from a suburban town in Pennsylvania where everyone is the same. Being in the military, you meet people from all different walks of life, and you get to understand different cultures and share different values that you wouldn't normally share unless you live in a big city. I'm Garrett Ramela. I'm 24 years old. I make $120,000 a year, and I live in the Washington, D.C. area. I work as an information systems and financial consultant. I'm a defense contractor for a company called Titan 10. In my junior year of high school, I found out about a personal finance class and everything just clicked. I'm like, you could go into a profession that you can learn more about your financial situation and also help other people. And that was really what planted the seed. And ever since then, I mean, I have been trying to learn everything I can. So whenever you go into the U.S. Armed Forces, you receive the VA Home Loan, which is a guaranteed program that allows you to purchase a property as your primary residence for zero money down. You don't have to pay for private mortgage insurance. When there's not 20% equity in the property, you don't have to have those additional payments, which is a really nice benefit. And you get a really good interest rate, which is really competitive in terms of, conventional financing. I did learn over the past year. I mean, I'm young, so I can have roommates. I actually enjoy the company. So this year, I bought a 2-bedroom, and the goal is to, always have a roommate. Because one, I'm never home, and two, if I could provide one of my friends a place to stay at, at a cheaper price than what they're getting in DC, then I'm going to do that and help them out. And at the same time, it helps me out as well. My plan is to not be here forever, but to continue purchasing properties, pulling equity out of other properties, and using the tax laws to really get a sizable real estate portfolio that I could have. Everyone always says, like, hey, you spend $1,500 to go out to eat all the time. And being a business major and kind of understanding economics, it's really an opportunity cost. So I will pay a premium to be able to eat out for convenience and not have to travel back home, especially in the DC area where traffic could be 2 hours. So if I spend a little bit more money, I could have a dinner with some friends and have some social life instead of coming home to make a grilled cheese sandwich. I really get to spend more time doing things that I love and not worrying about washing the dishes, which is the worst chore ever, even with a dishwasher. And just spending time going grocery shopping and cooking and prepping, and I am the worst cook ever. The point of having passive income is to be able to have it rented and not have to worry about it. So that's the long-term goal. And then you also have the debt repayment. So when a tenant is in the property, they're paying off your mortgage. So over the course of 10 or 15 years, you're building up all this equity in a property that you could later take out and invest into other properties and other properties and other properties. So. And we came together and decided that we were going to turn it into a rental property. So we spent a lot of time, a lot of money, and we eventually got it to where it was rented. Essentially, you can move into the home and just start making your mortgage payments. And with both of the properties, yes, after all the expenses are paid, they make only a few dollars a month, $300 when everything's added up. But you have to take into account the appreciation that goes into place. So for example, the Alexandria property, it's actually located in North Old Town. And if you have watched the news lately, Amazon has come in to Crystal City. And just over the past year, the property values have went up 20%. So that was pretty good. I joined the Marine Corps because I had graduated high school and fell on my face. I started in college, I took online classes and didn't understand the workload behind it. Ended up working some odd jobs and just really fell on my face, in terms of becoming an adult. So my dad was in the Marine Corps. I found out about the education benefits and opportunities and the ability to travel. And I also found out that I could do finance work in the Marine Corps. So I ended up enlisting. And I really never wanted to exercise. so being in the Marine Corps, I mean, you're taught, exercise is a lifestyle. So I spent, it became a part of my life, which was pretty good. A lot of changes have happened in the last year that has required me to buy furniture or purchase renovation materials, and a lot of that was financed with short-term debt, credit cards. Instead of putting more into a savings account or into a retirement account, my main focus now is to get the debt repaid as quickly as possible. And that's going to be possible because of the increased income that I have gotten over the last few months. I don't want to put in money to a retirement account that gets like 10% interest, given the market returns, if I'm paying 20% interest on a credit card. That's just unwise. So the biggest thing is just getting the debt repaid. Most of it has been interest-free, which is great, but it is at that point now where I kind of have to focus on the debt repayment. A lot of the schools I was talking to, they said, "Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, well, it makes sense in my head. If I could go and I spend my weekends at UVA and spend my weekdays at American University, I'm learning much more quickly. I want to be a CFO, and I think CFOs in the future really have to know how to use IT to create business value and be able to use IT to talk finance and accounting. The military programs are really good. I am currently using the Post 9/11 GI Bill, which is a Veterans Affairs sponsored program that kind of pays the tuition. There's a bunch of stipulations with it, but for the most part, as of last year, I had $46,000 of tuition paid for at American University. And during my time at school, I received $2436 every month. That is a tax-free entitlement for housing. So I could use that for anything. I mean, normally most folks will go to school full-time and not work full-time. But in my case, where I could work and kind of go to school, I get to have that benefit to use for other things. So with my girlfriend, Indu, she lives in Seattle and I live in DC. Everyone's always like, oh, it's long distance, but it's not too bad because we get to see each other like once a month or once every other month. I do want to get to the point where I don't have to just live in one area. I could just travel, say, to Seattle for 2 weeks and then travel back to DC or to, say, Austin, Texas, or California somewhere, and just kind of spread myself out. And to do that, I'll have to focus on the real estate and buying real estate in different areas. I think I live nice. I mean, much more than where I came from. But I mean, I could be more frugal, but the thing is, I enjoy the lifestyle that I have, and you know, at the end of the day, all the stuff that I try to purchase, it's not like I'm just, you know, traveling every day or on experiences. You know, I try to buy things that'll be around in 20 years or in 30 years.